Now then, welcome back to the Route 1 Football Podcast. My name's Olly.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're back again for the 5th week of our Premier League podcast. We've managed to get him churned out now. Really starting to motor now. We had a busy week as well, so we've done well to get ourselves back into the studio to record. We had our Route 1 football trip to Amsterdam. How did you boys find it?
Interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's
good fun.
one way of putting it.
Ryan, did you make it back?
Good crack.
Yeah, and we've got to get back to our uni work now, back to our Merseyside Sport website. So me and Ryan are thinking of going to an ice hockey game on Sunday.
It'll be fun.
It'll be something different. But it's been a busy week in the Premier League this week. So we'll get into it. Ryan's quiz this week.
Straight up on the quiz.
Can we just have a reminder before we start the scores?
Yeah, that'll be nice.
I think you've got it written down there, but if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm on
pretty
3
sure
and you're
who's
on
at the
1.
bottom? Who's at the bottom?
Okay, you still yet to get a point.
Yeah, I'm yet to get a point on the board. So
Bottle it.
I don't know where they are.
Yeah,
I'll post it on Twitter.
I'm pretty
later
sure
on.
I'm on
I just
3,
thought
you're
we'd
on
get that out there. Really,
Yeah.
it's quite.
It's a chance for Olgy to get off the board, and it's a chance for Jake to gain some ground.
It is indeed.
Have you got any Who Am I's left after Amsterdam?
I've made enough.
we had a lot of them.
A lot
Churned
of
through a lot
practice.
of them on the plane. So
Capital's taking over. So you're well used to it by now. You've got.
Oh yeah, we've had a good enough warm up. Like
I'm expecting a couple of 3-pointers here. But yeah, I've got 3 rounds. I'll explain each one to you when they
Okay.
come about. But
You
first
fire
one will
away,
be
mate.
Who Am I? 3 different Who Am I's. You know, 3 points for
straight into the Who Am I?
straight into the Who Am I. Because I'm scared. I want to get the Who Am I's done. And although it would be good last, I'm scared of someone winning 2-0 and we don't get to the Who Am I's.
Okay.
So I'm getting straight into it.
you do put a lot of hard work into these, mate.
I know, I'm proud of him. Take pride. Right, so you just to explain it again. 3 points if you get it. First clue, second clue 2 points, third clue 1 point.
Okay.
Simple as. Right. First clue. I have played with Chris Smalling, Javier Mascherano, and Joey Barton, and you have to buzz in.
Have to buzz in. What buzz are we using?
Buzz. Just say buzz.
I think I might write these down. I feel like I'm better when I write them down.
What was it? Mascherano, Joey Barton, and
Chris Smalling. Play along at home.
Are we doing it where we have to have a guess?
Yeah, just have a wee punt.
Buzz. Carlos Tevez.
No.
He definitely did play with all 3 of them. Maybe.
Where did
No.
you put? Oh, City,
No.
Joey Barton.
Maybe.
He was not City with Joey Barton. Would have
Possibly.
been long ago. It's not Joey Barton. Gonna have to push you, Oliver.
I'm really struggling with this one.
TikTok.
My head's gone.
Today.
No, I'll just move on. I really can't think of one.
2 points. I have played for 4 different leagues. I have played for 4 different teams in the Premier League and have 2 caps for England.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh.
2 caps for England.
Buzz. Scott Parker.
Nope.
Where would he played with Mascherano?
West Ham.
Oh, I forgot he was at West Ham.
Might have been a different time though. He might have had more caps for England than that. I don't know.
What is it when I get on podcast? I really struggle.
You were struggling anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember you ever being good. Go on, have a wee punt.
See, I'm thinking they've been at Fulham, QPR and West Ham now. And that is just not a route that I'm familiar with.
Are we?
Yeah, I'll give him
Countdown
another
clock?
10 seconds.
Need to get a countdown clock app for this.
7, 6.
Carlton Cole.
Nope. Final clue. I've scored a winner in the championship playoffs.
Bobby Zamora.
Ooh,
Got
Bing,
it.
Bobby
Yeah.
Zamora.
Boom,
for
very good.
sake!
Took my time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You need to remember who's buzzings, but you got for the end.
That threw me as well.
Honestly, I had absolutely no idea until
You were
that last
spot
one.
on with the route as well. Fulham, West Ham, and
Yeah.
who's the final team?
Literally, you opened your
QPR.
mouth just as I was about to speak. That's
Yeah.
so annoying.
I knew it wouldn't
Did you
be.
have
yeah,
Bobby Zamora? Yeah.
literally.
I knew it wouldn't be the obvious ones. Like the obvious route would be United, Liverpool, and QPR.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
1 point, Oliver.
I'll take it. Take a point.
And the second one, for 3 points, I have played with Ben Foster, Robert Green, and Paul Robinson, all at club level.
Oh Christ.
Oh, that's hard.
That is very hard. I'm stumped
Stunned
by that.
silence.
I'm stumped by that, you know.
Go on,
Like,
have a punt.
I'm actually stumped. Paul Robinson, Ben Foster, and Rob
Ben
Green.
Foster's been all over at shop as well.
Gonna have to push these, wee punt.
I'm not even gonna guess. Like I literally have nothing.
Johnny Evans.
No, we'll move on.
Christopher Samba, I don't know.
No.
No.
I've played in the Premier League for 4 different clubs, winning the title on 6 occasions.
4 different clubs, title on 6 occasions.
Yep.
I played with Ben Foster, Rob Green, and
Paul Robinson.
all at club level.
Gonna have to push it.
Ding. Ashley Young.
No.
That was a bad shot, actually.
Ding, Michael Carrick.
No.
No.
Ooh.
Final point. I got turned down for a... All I'm saying is buzz in. I'm not going to
Okay.
accept it
Whoa.
and just shout out. I got turned down for a boxing license after retiring.
Ding.
Buzz.
Jake.
Um,
Oh, I needed all the...
Phil Bardsley.
No.
Rio Ferdinand.
Boom.
Fuck!
I don't know why Phil Bardsley come into my head for a second. I was like, he's still playing.
He's the only person I can think of that boxed.
I never knew
Fuck
Phil
yeah,
Bardsley
Ferdinand
boxed.
did Oh, that's annoying.
Where did he play with him? Foster at United, Robinson at
Yeah, no,
Leeds.
that second clue completely went on my head then.
Oh, Green,
That second clue completely went on my head. 6
Green,
Premier League
Green at
titles.
QPR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
2-0.
Wait, where did he play with Paul Robinson?
Leeds.
Leeds.
Oh, okay.
I really hope you don't get 2 points in this because I haven't got a backup. So please don't get 2 points. But for final one, I have played with James Milner, Lionel Messi, and João Mario.
Is this all at club level or? Okay.
I'm saying nothing.
João Mario.
Yep.
It's a bit of an obscure one. Bing. Mauro Zarate.
No.
Oh, I think I've got it. Ooh, potentially.
I'm gonna try to think of another one while you are debating.
Go on, you got to push him now. Come on.
Yeah.
How long did you have on some of them?
Let us know if you beat any of us in the comments. Be honest. Alright, come on. 10
Hold on.
second counter. It's got to be.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Bing.
3.
Carlos Tevez.
Nope.
No.
Second clue. You need this, Jake.
I know.
You need this to bring it to a tiebreaker. I have made 30. That's the wrong one. Bear with. I've won the Premier League title twice.
Bing. Pablo Zabaleta.
Boom.
I knew it as soon as after I'd answered the other one.
Oh, Jean-Marie played for West Ham.
Yep.
And there we are. Olly gets on the scoreboard. Oh no, sorry, that's only one round.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, completely forgot. Still in it, Jake. Still in it.
What am I? 4-0 up.
3.
No, 1-0. It's only a round.
Oh, wait, no.
It's literally only goes by a round.
Okay, so it's best of 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next round, it's going to be hot potato.
Okay.
No, not this. I just crumble into this.
Right. So there's 3 rounds. It's just best of 3.
Okay.
And then we'll add it to the other scores. But yeah. So, first one. Stadiums hosting Euro 2020. No, not stadium, sorry. Countries hosting Euro 2020.
no.
Jake, you start.
Oh, Christ.
Also, bit of rules. I'm going to implement a timer on this one. You have 10 seconds. And if
Nations hosting Euro 2020.
yeah. And if you get it wrong, you're out. And you have 10 seconds.
No.
So I'm going to time starts.
Just the country, yeah?
Yeah, no.
France.
England,
Belgium.
Netherlands,
Germany.
Spain.
Who said Belgium?
Me.
You're wrong.
I've got no idea.
Yeah, I really don't know. I was just thinking, how many big countries do I know in Europe?
Like, literally, like...
That's one.
Do you have the
I have
list?
no
Do you have the
interest
list of
in
the right
international
answers
football.
for
What?
anyone listening? The list of the
The
right
right
answers.
answers were England, Germany, Italy, Azerbaijan, Russia, Romania.
So right now, how are Belgium not hosting and Azerbaijan are host or something?
But is there a big stadium in Belgium?
Olympic Stadium, Baku.
Yeah, is there a big stadium in Belgium though? Can you think of a big?
I mean-
What's Anderlecht Stadium like?
Then
I didn't
Russia,
even think Azerbaijan was in Europe, to be honest.
Russia, Romania, Holland, Ireland, Spain, Hungary, Scotland, Denmark.
Wow.
Fuck
It
off.
just makes you think that, doesn't it?
Next one.
I could get
Is this still the same round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get this, you win the whole thing.
Whew.
If you get one more.
I'm getting slapped
Match
about
point.
Match point.
Quick disclaimer, I have been ill the last few days.
Christ.
UEFA Cup / Europa League winners since the turn of the millennium.
So since 2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Olly, you're going to start. Go.
Sevilla,
Liverpool,
Atletico Madrid,
Man United.
Chelsea,
Porto.
Benfica,
No.
Come on.
The remaining ones for ones at home was Galatasaray, Feyenoord, Valencia, CSKA, Zenit, Shakhtar.
Really?
And who did you say? Sorry, Benfica?
Yeah.
Porto.
Yeah, Jake said
Porto.
Porto.
Oh, you had Porto.
I don't think I'd have got any of the others, to be fair. CSK.
Oh, I
wasn't
wrote
it?
Porto down twice, that's why. Aye, right, final one in this one. This is a good one. Managers in the Premier League.
Oh.
And Jake,
Should be easy.
Okay.
we begin with you.
Okay. Rolf Hasenhüttl.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer,
Sean Dyche.
Pep Guardiola,
Jurgen Klopp.
Eddie Howe,
Frank Lampard.
Unai Emery,
Mike. Dean Smith.
Manuel Pellegrini,
Nuno Espirito Santo.
Steve Bruce,
I'm
Come
boom.
on.
Pochettino,
Come
sorry.
on. Kike Sanchez
Right.
Flores.
Yeah, Ollie, you win it.
Gotta be. Woo!
There we are.
That's it. I'm finally on the board, am I?
Yeah,
Get in.
on the board.
What was the last round out of interest?
It was just, I was going, do you want to do it? Get a bit of pride?
Yeah, go on,
I
Jake.
can't be asked.
Well, there we
Yeah,
go.
fair enough.
It was
Sore
just
loser.
some questions and you had to buzz in. Best of 5.
Oh, that would have been quite fun, Jake. At least I played when I lost. I played on with a bit of pride. Played for the shit. But, you know, if we want to move on, we'll move on. You know, we've wasted 15 minutes of people's time now. But, Premier League. The big one. Big one this week. Wolves Aston Villa. No, I'm joking. Do you want to start? Because I feel like you two are going to be a little bit giddy, aren't you?
8 points clear.
What are your thoughts?
We're just boss, aren't we? Like,
Obviously, we're talking about Liverpool City.
like we're just boss. Like, I don't even know.
Such a big result.
Like, I said it in the last podcast. We're gonna give them a bit of a slapping because we always do at Anfield, and I was right. Like, they played fairly decent, but
In first half, we weren't at it.
I don't think we've been
first
at it
goal
all
came out of-
season, mate. We've not been at it all season, really. But we just don't lose at the minute, really, in the league especially. Like, I feel like there's not been a game I've went into this season where I'm like, do you know what? I'm worried. Not a single game.
It's such a big result,
It's
but
weird.
at the same time, I'm like, I'm not getting carried away.
I'm
gonna
not
wait
getting
till
carried
after
away.
Christmas.
Because I look at that December period that we've got coming up, which is busy as anything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's where we might struggle. But I don't know. I don't think I didn't catch the first half an hour of the game because I was working. But the bits I've seen, there was not a single part of that game where I was like, do you know what? I'm worried that they're going to get back into this. We just look so solid. Like,
There wasn't.
no, not at
Well,
all.
before the goal, like, it was City on the attack. We were on the back
Yeah.
foot, and our goal came out of nowhere. So, we
So
were
you're not
yeah,
worried
but
then?
even then though, you think back to that Champions League game where they were knocking down the door a couple of years ago when we had the advantage.
You think they weren't knocking down the door?
They were
the
knocking
weekend?
down the door, but it's weird. Honestly, do you remember like Zidane's Real Madrid team? Probably the best example of it. They bend and bend and bend, but they don't break. That's what we seem to be able to do. We might have a little bit of a slip up every now and again where we might concede a goal, but we don't seem to break completely. We'll concede and I'll be like, right, okay, snap back, and we're like, the mentality's there. There seems to be like a calmness about us that we could, the amount of games this season where we went a goal down, we just came back and won. It's a mentality thing.
I know you say that, but I feel like you did get let off the hook quite a few times.
Yeah, but that's, you think back to the best teams under Fergie for United.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what this Liverpool team reminds me of a lot.
I know,
it's
but
that winning mentality.
To say you gave them a slapping, I think, is a bit of an exaggeration.
Look at the scoreline.
I know. On the scoreline, yeah, but in the game, you didn't.
But I look at it and I'm like, what are we really going to remember at the end of the season?
I know.
It's like, our best games never come when we absolutely dominate City, because no one dominates City. I mean, if you look at the actual stats, we dominated the ball. Especially for, I think we ended up with, 54% possession? Something like that. So we did dominate a lot of the ball. They create chances, but we don't break. That's what I mean, we don't break. We are just clinical.
I feel like on another day, Aguero could have had a hat-trick.
At Anfield, are you joking?
I know, because he just doesn't score
He
at
doesn't
Anfield,
score
but
at
on
Anfield.
another day, like, he's missed an open goal, he's had shots saved, he's dragged one wide.
More than anything, I just love the fume.
What about for penalties? What do we think? Especially for first goal.
Which one?
Both.
First one.
Wait.
2 handballs.
Do you know what, when it
from
happened,
Alexander
as soon as it didn't get given the penalty and Mane was breaking down left, I thought they're definitely going to score it. It's just written in the stars.
The
Arnold.
way
Did
I
you
look,
think it was going to get ruled out?
I don't know.
the way I looked at that
I
first
didn't
goal,
have a clue.
I understand the grievance that they have about it, but I mean, what's one of the first things you get told as a kid when you're playing footy? Play to the whistle.
But they didn't stop, did they?
Oh, they did. Aguero stopped completely and started trying to appeal.
But like, I don't think that was the reason they conceded. Though.
No, but it
but
was a
at
case
the
of they
same
could've-
time, see, whenever Alexander Arnold did handball it, if Aguero played on, he could have gone
Yeah,
the other
exactly.
way.
That's what I look at it, and don't get me wrong. I think, to be honest, it was a poor decision. The way
But-
that it's, I think 50% of the time that gets given as a penalty.
But the only thing I see is Bernardo Silva handballed it first.
It did, but his was a ricochet.
Yeah, but in the rules
It's-
of a game this
Yeah,
season,
this is the weird thing. That's what I was
There's
thinking.
I understand that. There's
It's
so much-
such a weird situation because
I mean, I think there's two things that should have happened there. I think the play should have stopped for something there. I think either it's got to be a free kick to us or a penalty to them. One
Yeah.
of the two ways.
yeah, I think it's such a weird one because if he's let it play on and say Alexander Arnold didn't touch it with his hand and it's gone past him, it's gone through, and who was it at the back post? Was it Sterling that it could have
Yeah.
gone through to if he hadn't touched it? And Sterling finishes that and it goes to a VAR check. It probably gets disallowed because of the handball by Bernardo Silva.
Yeah. It's a tricky
If
one, isn't it? But then
Alexander
the
Arnold
second
didn't
one,
touch it.
that's never a handball in a million years. Look how close he was to him when he's hit the ball at him. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sissoko one got given last year in the Champions League final. That was never a penalty. But I mean,
I was interested to see what you'd say about that.
Oh
Yeah,
no, that was
first.
never a penalty in a
All
million
right,
years.
I thought you were gonna, if I brought up the Sissoko one, you were gonna try.
Mate, at the end of the day,
defend that one.
I defended it. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna kind of like lose sleep over it. Like,
taking us back to last week for on about penalty decisions in the Ajax Chelsea match, That was never a penalty.
The
Oh,
fact
no.
he got sent off as well.
I just can't
That was
believe that.
ridiculous.
Where can he put his hands?
But that's this whole debate about what is a natural body position. Because, I mean, even Souness touched on this after the game, didn't he? Where he said, realistically, in that scenario, because he's trying to stop as he's running backwards. I mean, I don't really agree with him, but his opinion was, like, as he's trying to stop, his natural position is to have his arm out to kind of, like, slow himself down. Now, I personally think that his arm's too far away from his body for that to be considered a natural position. But, like, in a sport like that, you're going to be moving your arms about because you don't play with your arms with your side, like, by your side. It's, I don't know. But then, I mean, my question to you is, do you think this is kind of the title decider now? Like, do you think this is...
No, it's so early on. Early on.
I feel like for one last year was, looking
Yeah.
back in hindsight, but I don't believe this one will be. Simply because of, like, it's not even Christmas
Yeah.
yet.
I'd
even
agree
December
with
yet.
you.
Yeah, I feel like at the Etihad again, just like last season, it could potentially be.
And what were you when you threw it away the other time? 11 points clear.
No,
We were
7.
10 points and City had a game in hand, so 7 technically.
Yeah, we were... Well, I mean, it never got to... I think there was the opportunity to go to 10, wasn't there? Or something
No,
like that?
we were at 10, but City had a game
Yeah.
in hand. So it was 7 points.
I look at it though and I'm like, this is a City team that rattled off something like 16 consecutive wins towards the back end of last season. They ain't out of the title race yet.
No.
I mean, all it takes, and I think I mentioned it before, if we have a really bad December, which we could do, we've got the Club World Cup where we're having to field, and the is it the Carabao Cup?
And
We're having to
injuries
field 2
could
different teams
easily
at the
happen.
same time. Injuries over that period. I think I was looking at the fixture list and it's so chock full of games for us. I think we're playing every single midweek from now until January 4th, something like that. Which is ridiculous. Like, that's a lot. Like, that, we haven't got that big of a squad. I think if we're one injury away from a bit of a, like a big injury. Like if Van Dijk goes down, if one of the fullbacks goes down, or if one of the front three goes down, or Fabinho as well, I think we could be in a bit of bother.
That's a massive month for you in December.
Oh,
That's
massive.
When you know.
Yeah, I think if we come out of that pretty much unscathed, I think it's ours to lose then.
Yeah. Well, talking of Fabinho, he had a quality game.
He always
did look
is
good.
though. Like,
We knew we needed him. Like, I loved Klopp's decision to rest him last week
Hmm.
because of that potential yellow, and
for
it
me,
showed.
I don't even know. I'd say from this season, he's up there for like the best holding midfielders in the world at the minute.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, it's only really off the top of my head, Busquets, maybe Kante, but yeah, other than that, I'm like
He's exactly what our midfield needed.
exactly, yeah.
On form, yeah, he probably is up there. Yeah.
But I mean,
Scott McTominay, not far off.
can we just touch on what do we think of Guardiola's reaction after the game?
He is a bit of a spoilt brat. I don't like the way they behave either of him, Klopp or Guardiola. I think they're both knobheads, but I think it is funny the way he's pointing up at the sky with 2 fingers.
It wasn't that. It was
And the
way
sarcastic
that-
thank
Yeah.
you
It
to the
was that.
referees. He does it he's definitely doing it for the cameras.
And
I
the
know,
press
I know Klopp.
conference.
The press conference, it was so, like the way he was talking was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of my team. I'm
Yeah.
so like, it was like it was one of the best performances of the season." It's like, you're chatting absolute shit. Like the best thing he said was about Angelino having a good game. Like, what is an Angelino? I'm still trying to work that out. 'Cause
I thought he was all right.
he was
I thought
horrendous.
He was
thought he was
alright
alright.
going forward.
Yeah, defensively
Yeah,
wasn't great.
that's
Defensively,
fine,
he was all
but
over the place.
defensively he was shambolic.
Yeah.
I said that last week and think you was
Bit
like,
of
he's
an
all right,
Alberto
man,
Moreno
shit.
performance.
What?
Bit of an Alberto Moreno performance.
But-
Not bad going forward, but defensively all over the shop.
Alberto Moreno is one of the most baffling players I've ever watched. He was terrible. Like, I don't even think he was that good going forward. He was just quick.
I think with Guardiola, I don't think people really speak about it much. They did with Mourinho, but it is quite a lot of it is sort of tactics to take the pressure off his players. I think like when Mourinho did it, and everyone used to speak about how he used to turn everything into a drama and do things like against Chelsea when United. I think like United lost to Chelsea a few years ago, and he's kicked off and sort of started a brawl right at the end of the game with one of the Chelsea coaches.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, "Oh, typical Mourinho, try and take the blame off his players." But it's kind of what Guardiola's doing. Like
Yeah,
he's take
definitely.
the spotlight. Everyone's looking at Guardiola and what he's done. No one's really looking at the fact that his team's been beaten 3-1 at Anfield.
Yeah. Do you know what I'd also say as well? I think I can't remember who said this to me, and I've realised now he's so different from Mourinho in that aspect, though, because especially from his time at United. You think of the way Mourinho would throw his players at United under the bus, like so Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
The way he's protected
that's
Angelino
different.
there.
That's a different
like,
thing.
I think that's what really like. I think as a manager, you got to do that with your players.
Yeah.
There's no point in throwing him out to dry. Like,
That's a completely different thing, though.
Well, City are 4th now on Chelsea and Leicester. But do you think either of them are in the title race?
Chelsea and Leicester.
Yeah.
You have to consider
I don't see why not.
Like right now, there's 4 teams that are in and around it. Obviously, we're leading it at the minute, but you know, that's 2 teams there ahead of City that deserve to be ahead of City as well. It's not like they're there flukily. Like it's like they haven't chanced their way up there. Like they've been very good.
Why should you write them off just because they weren't in the title race last year?
I still don't think either of them will have enough to finish above either of us.
No,
at the top 2,
probably not. But
by the end of the season, because I think Leicester are a Jamie Vardy injury away from disaster. Just because I don't see where the goals come from. I think Chelsea's inexperience might show towards December, but
for the way I see it, I'm not as worried about Chelsea as Leicester as I am of City. But at the same time, because as a Liverpool fan, you always look out for City's results as well. And now I catch myself always looking over my shoulder just for Leicester and Chelsea's match. I wouldn't mind a slip up or 2 from either of them. I want Leicester to do well. I want them to reach top 4, but just.
Well, I mean, speaking about Leicester,
what a goal! What a team!
What a performance! Literally, like, honest to God, these have become like one of my favourite teams to watch, like that I've ever seen in terms of just like pure.
Such a likeable team.
Literally, like the way they play football, the way they're bringing young players through. You know, Maddison, Tielemans, man. Like, I think I've gone on about enough on
and
this.
I love Brendan Rodgers. Love
podcast. He's so good.
Wilfred Ndidi as well doesn't get enough credit.
Do you know what? He's something. I think all 3 of them midfielders, Hughes could do with at United.
Yeah,
like
James
literally.
Maddison was even praising him as well. Remember? After the game.
That first goal though, that Vardy goal, like that football is sublime. Like
just for turn off tempo.
Yeah.
Like it's just like slow passing. Then I don't know, we're 1 touch goal. Like,
does it ever make you think? What if with Brendan Rodgers? Like, what if he had a better squad at Liverpool, made better signings?
But that's the point. He didn't make better signings. He had how much money to spend with Luis Suarez departing, and he replaced him with Ricky Lambert, Mario Balotelli, and who else was it?
I can't remember.
Someone rubbish.
But someone shit on it. But I think he's doing a fantastic job at Leicester, and I think even when he was at Liverpool, he didn't get enough credit.
Yeah, I've always liked Rodgers and all.
He's a very good coach.
It is interesting to think how many decisions were his own at Liverpool, because he has came out in the past and said like he wasn't backed with transfers, like he had no say in football.
But a lot of that though came down to the fact that he was never the first choice of the board. If you
it's not his fault though, is it?
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying I think a lot of the reason he didn't get the backing at Liverpool is because they always had one eye on Klopp at Dortmund, because I think they pinpointed him as they came in as like their guy. But almost the way City did it with Pep when they first got the director of football in from Barca.
I don't think any Liverpool fan has bad taste towards Rodgers. We all wish him well. We all like seeing him do well.
The only thing I didn't like about him, to be honest, was the whole way he treated Gerrard. That was the only thing I didn't rate about him at all. Was he proper treated him like shit, and he deserved a lot better. But I mean, he's winning me back over now. The way this Leicester team is playing.
Vardy just can't stop scoring, can he?
Yeah,
what a player! It's just class to see someone that's that sort of peak at an older age.
Do you know what though? The fact he's not played that much top flight football benefited him so much.
He's just shy of 100 goals as well.
He's going to go down as an all-time great in the Premier League.
Undeservedly so.
Like, he's honestly, I mean, I don't know whether I must have mentioned this to you guys. It's almost like what Ian Wright was like for Arsenal.
Yeah, and
coming in at an older age.
They were so much the better team in that game, Leicester. There was very little. Sorry, my bad. There was very little chances for Arsenal, and Leicester could have had a penalty quite easily. I'm not sure who it was.
Ndidi hit the bar as well.
Ndidi hit the bar. Someone had a tug at Soyuncu from a free kick, which could have very easily been given.
Have you seen the talk about Arsenal though, with being reported that Mourinho might be set to take over? Well, there's kind of rumoured to be at the head of the race to take over. What do you think of like him being at Arsenal? Like,
well, there's still no one's taken over at Bayern Munich yet either.
Wenger is reported.
Wenger. See, there's a few managers out there. There's Allegri, there's Wenger, there's Mourinho. It could be a little bit.
That really.
I mean, Poch as well at Tottenham.
Pochettino's unsettled.
There's no way he's going to stay there.
Do you see Poch going to Arsenal?
No.
Maybe not Arsenal, but maybe Bayern or something. I don't know.
I mean, would that Niko Kovac that's been sacked by Bayern, would he want to get back into management?
Yeah, but with Arsenal wanting,
that's another risk, isn't it?
I look at those like, who do you think would be the perfect candidate to replace? Because I don't feel like Emery's a good fit at Arsenal at the minute. I just don't. None of the the fans at Arsenal are toxic anyway, but none of them seem to like him at the minute.
Could Eddie Howe go there?
Think he's ready for it?
I don't see why not.
I don't think.
They're not. He's not going to be. He's not going to be sort of demanded to win the league in his first season at Arsenal, is he? He's going to have time to build a project, but it's whether he can do better than what Emery's doing at the moment and actually push towards top 4.
I'd love to see him get given a chance at the top club. He's such a good manager.
Yeah, he has been very loyal to Bournemouth and all, and I like it. But
there's only such a
years now.
There's only such a high ceiling at Bournemouth that you can kind of get to without wanting more.
Yeah, literally one of the questions in my final round of the quiz was longest serving manager in the Premier League, and it is Eddie Howe. Kind of shows you like.
Who's the second?
I can't actually remember, but.
Could it maybe be Sean Dyche?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, Dyche was out.
But telling you like that, honestly, I worry for Arsenal a little bit in terms.
How long do you give Emery? How long do you for?
End of season.
I feel like he'll get given the season, but I feel like them fans, the way they are, they'll be calling for his head well before then. Especially if they're
do you blame him at the moment for calling for his head?
No, I do, because it's a case of I don't think that unless they're like right at the top, I think they're very similar to you, like in a case of they're spoiled in a way, but they always have been because they had they've had success, and it's because they've not been right at the top for so long now. I think they're striving so much to be.
I think with them it's different to United because United have had success more recently than Arsenal, and I think with Arsenal it's getting to the point where they're just getting impatient. They just want to get back to the top now, and it's just they've waited so long, and it's still not happening. Like another coach has come in, and it's not happened.
Well, I mean it's only the second time. Like you got to remember, Wenger was there for was it 15 years? Nearly 20 years.
Probably more than that. Yeah.
Do you know it's similar in the way that you use that to replace Fergie. Like it was never going to be a quick fix at Arsenal. I think they need to go down the same route you've done, and I think Eddie Howe might be a good fit for that, to be honest.
But bringing back to what I said to you last week, like with Arsenal, I was saying to you, Olly, about whether you have faith in Olly or Ollie, I can't say his name. But Arsenal, it's Emery's second season, isn't it? Klopp's second season at Liverpool wasn't great in the league. He got to the Europa League final, but in the league we were like sitting around 7th, 6th. But we always had faith. We knew.
No, we were all right in the league that season, weren't we?
In the second season. Was
it the first season we got to the Europa League final?
Yeah.
And then second season became 4. No.
Oh, it might have been actually. Sorry, yeah, ignore that comment. Well, we always had faith in Klopp.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
I'm actually trying to think now. Yeah.
There's just something about the way Emery sort of shirks questions in the media that is winding up Arsenal fans. I got myself onto Arsenal Twitter the other day.
Oh, that's interesting.
Somewhere you never want to go.
Are you
joking? It's great entertainment.
Apparently, there's a thing going around that when he doesn't want to answer a question, he, in inverted commas, pretends he can't speak the language, which is frustrating him because he can speak English. But when he gets confronted with a difficult question, he pretends he can't speak English, which I think is frustrating Arsenal fans.
Yeah, I can see why.
But again, you've got to have some respect that he's trying to give post-match interviews in his second language or third language or whatever he speaks. So it is hard for him, but at the end of the day, he's managing a football team in England. And that's what he's got to deal with.
I know we said about Leicester getting top 4, but do you see Arsenal getting in there as well?
No.
Do you not think?
No.
But
then again, for not that far down, after that 2-0 loss to Leicester, I was kind of waiting for the league game, and I was like, are Arsenal still in my head? I was like, are we still in the top 10? Then look, they were like 5th, 6th. I was like,
6th,
but
yeah.
The gap between top 4 and to Sheffield United in 5th
starting to break away now. Yeah. 8 points now.
Sheffield United in 5th.
Yeah, that's brilliant. We'll get on to them. And Arsenal, just to point out, Arsenal record of 17 points and -1 goal difference is their worst start to a top flight season after 12 games since 1982.
Whoa.
So that is bad for them.
Yeah.
I feel like the Premier League is everyone started badly. Like
besides
the top 4,
really.
Everyone's having United had their worst start in.
I mean, even years. City, to be honest. City
haven't had their best
standards
start.
haven't been great.
So, but it's entertaining though. So I don't want to.
But I mean, we touched on Leicester getting top 4. What about Chelsea?
I think
another amazing performance
right now. Our opinion changes every week. I think we said that in the earlier weeks about will Chelsea keep the tempo. I might have said it, but right now I'm like, no, Chelsea top 4, definite.
Do you know what? I think didn't they field their youngest ever 11 this weekend?
Yeah, that's just That's unreal as well.
Honestly,
really
I love what Lampard's doing.
Average age of 24 years and 88 days.
Do you know what?
That
I
is
think,
young.
Ryan, you'll agree with me in saying that growing up as a Liverpool fan in this era, you could not stand Chelsea.
Oh, I hated him.
Absolutely hated him.
I hated him as well.
Honest to God, like now, like I actually enjoy watching him. They're genuinely good to watch, and I think it's exciting. I think any team where they're giving young players a bit of a chance and they're bringing them through like their own, it's always interesting. But I mean, even another one now about Reece James.
Reece James, yeah, got his start ahead of Aspilicueta.
He deserves it as well. He's been so good.
He was
when
very
he's been
good in the
playing.
Champions League.
Do you know what? That actually begs the question. And I think we'll touch on it later. England have got some hell of a depth at right back.
Yeah, I was thinking that this morning.
Like,
yeah.
I'm looking at them like, you've got Alexander-Arnold, you've got Wan-Bissaka, you've got Trippier, you've got Walker, you've now got James, you've got Max Aarons, you've got like all these players. It's just, I mean, even
that's an outrageous amount of right backs.
Even someone like John Joe Kenny for Everton, really like decent.
Yeah,
player.
maybe like a few years ago when people like Stuart Downham were getting in the England team, John Joe Kenny would have had a well good shout of getting in.
But it's like I look at it now, it's like
now he's couldn't even dream of it.
Yeah, like it's mad, isn't it? But I mean, another good performance. I mean, Palace
are
slipping a little bit.
Not
now.
an easy team to beat, but
They're slipping a little bit now. I know you had a little bit of a. You were praising them quite a lot in the first couple of weeks.
yeah, well, you still can't. Still, what we said, they've basically got a championship squad. They're still 12th and 2 points off 5th. Like you can't.
I look at them though. I think I said it at the time. I just don't see where the goals come from.
No,
Like Jordan Ayew went on a little purple patch for a few games, but after that, like Zaha's having a poor season, and it's like I fear for them, to be honest.
they could do with a striker. I don't think they're going to get relegated.
I don't think relegation, but I don't think.
Hodgson will keep them up.
Oh, definitely.
I think Hodgson as a manager is solid defensively, and so it's like
I think they just need a bit of a. What's the word? They just need to regenerate their squad and move on some of the older players and bring in some new, some fresh faces. Like Christian Benteke's been there for a while, not really done anything. You should just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Get a young striker that's going to get you goals and play week in, week out. But yeah.
Hey, Christian Pulisic scored again.
Yeah, he's found his feet now. Found his feet in England. I feel like it was always going to happen that to pay that much money for someone.
It was a strange one with him, wasn't it? 'Cause
regular international.
He was always like hyped up when he was at Dortmund, and then he lost his place to Jadon Sancho.
And it just sort of all went a bit quiet around him, and then he just sort of snuck into Chelsea, and everyone kind of forgot that they paid, how much was it?
50 million.
50 million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mad one, isn't it? But
Billy Gilmore got on for Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
18-year-old. Is he 18
that
or
makes
is he
me
even younger?
feel so
Isn't he
old.
Scottish?
I've got no idea, but that makes me
sure.
feel so old. Like, have you seen him? He's a proper baby.
Yeah.
It's like, it proper hits at home.
Kovacic assists in that game as well. Kovacic is starting to look like a real player. Obviously, Real Madrid signed him from Inter Milan a few years ago, and that was quite a big money sign. They thought he was going to be sort of their centre mid for the foreseeable future, but it never really worked out for him there, and moved to Chelsea on loan. Made the deal permanent. It wasn't really made that much of a big deal about it, but
yeah,
if they'd signed him directly from Inter, everyone would have been raving about him. But everyone's kind of forgot his quality, and now he's starting to show it, and he had a cracking assist for Abraham.
Do you know with obviously Abraham there, do you think he could end season top scorer?
I don't see why not. Harry Kane's not been finding the net as frequently.
Because I think he's top of he's leading the way at the minute, and with Vardy just behind him.
Yeah, that's great to have two English players fighting for the top scorers.
I know, like I said, we'll touch on England later, but who do you think would get the nod at the minute for England? Do you still
Should
think
be
it's Kane?
Abraham.
Do you still think it's Kane, though?
It should be Abraham, but I feel like because Kane's captain, he's going to start ahead of him.
Yeah.
Who else do you think would get in? Say, if the Euros were next week, what English strikers, sorry? Wilson, can't have Vardy, he's...
I mean, I wish I could have Vardy. But
Would Ings have a shout?
No.
Possibly.
No, he keeps scoring. He just keeps scoring. He scored again a weekend.
He does, but I think...
I don't think he's playing for a quality enough side to warrant a spot.
But Callum Wilson.
Bournemouth are doing alright, though.
For a better side than Southampton.
Like, I agree with you. I think Ings is a good player, and I think, to be honest, I want your opinion on this. Leicester, with Vardy aging, would Ings be a good signing to replace Vardy?
At Leicester?
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't
do you not think?
He wouldn't do what?
Do you not think?
He could replace Vardy boots.
Do you not think he's a very similar player?
No.
Both really, both quick, both proper,
He wouldn't be a bad signing, don't get me wrong.
I
But
don't think he'd be their main man.
Yeah. I don't think he'd
I
get
think
to the
Vardy
heights
is
Vardy would.
a step above Danny Ings.
But then who was talking about Jamie Vardy before he had that season? I think you give Danny Ings enough chances in a quality team. Because I looked at him at Liverpool and I'm like, he could have been a good player if he weren't. If he didn't.
But then there's the question of him staying fit. Vardy's very rarely gets injured.
I think I see your point.
Danny
there,
Ings getting injured frequently. I think that's a factor that you have to consider if you sign someone like that.
Still though, I think in terms of the qualities less to look for in a striker if they're using Vardy, I think he'd be. I couldn't think of a better replacement in terms of just pure the type of player. I think as well, it wouldn't cost too much either.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's one to look out for.
Yeah.
The end of the season.
Chelsea obviously up to they're set third now.
Yeah.
Leicester second. So I think they are in the title race. I'm going to put the boat out here and say they are.
Definitely.
And I think that if it does happen that top four breaks away, what a title race that could be.
Yeah.
That could be
Do you know
very
what, though?
entertaining. And you've Chelsea have got. Who have Chelsea got next? Man City.
Yeah.
So that's a massive game.
Well,
See if Chelsea beat Man City in
I
that.
fear for Chelsea though.
But what
Why,
do you
though?
want?
Why do you
Only
though?
because I look at how angry Guardiola was after that game, and you know what happens after City lose? They normally come back and slap whoever's playing.
Jake, what would
next.
an ideal result be for you?
In that game?
Yeah.
City losing every
Yeah.
single day. They don't. As good as Chelsea are being right now, they do not worry me anywhere near as much as City do.
Yeah, you do
As
have
many
faith
ti-
that Chelsea will slip
if-
up. You don't.
Honest to God, if City can pick up a few losses around this time now and they got the injuries, great.
Yeah.
'Cause it means that they're less of a threat to actually our title hopes.
Have Chelsea played? What big teams have Chelsea played?
They've
Obviously,
played
got
us,
slapped by
lost.
United 4-0.
Are you a big
Lost
team this
us.
season?
They lost to us at home.
What score?
2-1.
Yeah. Have they played Leicester yet?
Yeah, if you have. I'm pretty
Played
sure.
Arsenal as well?
Not sure about Arsenal. I'm pretty sure they played Leicester
Did
quite early
Leicester
on.
beat him?
I think Chelsea won. Double check that.
Yeah, we'll have a
It's
look.
good now, mate.
But, yeah. I mean, speaking of a team that isn't in the title race, though, Ollie, do you want to talk about United?
Yeah, I do actually, because I can actually not whinge as much for a change. I think I don't want to get too carried away because Chelsea drew 1-0 with Leicester.
Okay.
It's the third game of the season, second game of the season.
Okay.
So doesn't tell us too much. Yeah, United beat Brighton 3-1 and fully deserved to. I think it was a good performance. Like the goals in the end, like you said before the podcast, Jake, were scrappy, but we could have scored some very good goals, but we ended up scoring the scrappy ones and missing the sitters.
Would you say that Rashford missed the season so far?
It's up there, yeah.
That was horrific.
I think if he hadn't scored before that, he'd have been getting some stick. But
Yeah.
But United look good with Rashford and Martial up top, gotta say.
I think Martial
and James,
coming back
that front three is scary. And I think the thing that Brighton did, which played into United's hands a bit, was they came onto us and started pushed players forward, and we were counter-attacking them. And to have Rashford, Martial, and James breaking at you is scary against centre-backs like Lewis Duncan, Shane Duffy, who the front three caused them problems all day long, and could have had more. I think Rashford as well. People I say he should have got stick if he'd not scored before that, but he scored 7 and 8 for club and country, and that's a good return for someone that I say is a winger, and he's playing on the wing for United, and he could have had a hat trick or more.
I just think that front three, I don't think any of them front three are natural number nines.
Do you don't think Martial is?
I honestly think he'd be so much. I think he's good there and he can do a job, but I think for him, he needs someone next to him to help.
No,
definitely.
I think as a pairing, imagine him with someone like a Kane.
Nah,
to
definitely
feed him.
not. As a front three, that Martial's perfect as a number 9.
Yeah, it works well for United. When you look at Liverpool, we have no natural number
And you
nine.
just have
That's
to look.
the way we play, though, and I think
But this can be for United play.
You
Maybe
imagine
just don't
United
need a
play
number
like
nine.
that.
I'll be interested to see how it goes over the course of the season. But
I think just it shows the difference since we've had Martial back from injury. We've looked 10 times better with him back from injury.
you just have looked better. But then I look at it and I'm like, who have you played since then?
It doesn't matter because we were losing to the shite teams anyway.
Mm.
Like
I still think you could do
without Martial, we didn't have any goals, but now we've brought him back. We've scored 3 against Brighton. I know Brighton aren't the best team in the world, but we scored 3 against Partizan Belgrade. We scored 3 against Brighton. Obviously, we lost to Bournemouth. But before that, we were drawing 0-0 with AZ, losing 1-0 to Newcastle.
You said just before you started talking about this that you're not going to get too carried away.
No, I'm not. I'm just sticking up for the fact that Martial is
I'd be interested to see
good enough to be United's number 9 if he stays fit.
I don't know. I think he's too similar to Rashford. I think honestly he's better coming in on the left, just like Rashford is.
Not. Martial's so much of a more natural finisher than Rashford.
I don't know.
So much more. And the thing is, we've got Sheffield United after the international break, and that's a game that we're just going to end up losing. And everyone's heads are going to go down again.
I wouldn't even say that's a bad loss though at the minute.
I know, but
the way they're playing
for United, we should be beating teams like that. And I know they're a good team and we're away from home, but if it is just another disappointing performance, it'd just be typical of United this season to be so inconsistent. Because we had that good win. Who was it before the Bournemouth game? We beat Chelsea in the EFL Cup and beat Norwich 3-1, and then ended up losing 1-0 away at Bournemouth. We're rubbish away from home, and that is just such a banana skin for us. But
do you think it'll all change once Pogba comes back?
Well, I hope he isn't just sort of milking this injury just so he can get a move away in January. I hope not. I hope he can at least stay with us to the end of the season, just because I don't think we'll get a suitable replacement.
I don't think he will leave in January.
If he goes though, would you be interested to see where the money would go? Obviously, do you think there'd be a like-for-like replacement with him?
It'd have to be. Do
you think it'd be more a case that they might invest elsewhere? Because, like I said, I look at that team and I think if Pogba goes, the best case scenario views I think would be get someone that could score, is guaranteed to score 25 goals a season. Well, I think that's the big difference between the teams outside the top 4 and inside the top 4.
I don't think our problems are in the attacking third as much. I think we need a number 10. It's the midfield, the central midfield area.
Who plays with a number 10 though now?
We do.
Yeah, but I'm talking what good teams play with a number 10 now? At the minute, there's very few good teams that play with a number 10.
Yeah, but she's saying if we brought in Maddison, he just wouldn't play.
Chelsea almost play with 4-3-3.
Are you saying that if we brought in Maddison, he just wouldn't play?
You look at Maddison though, he don't play as a number 10 for Leicester.
Well, that's what I mean. Someone like that.
Like
but the way United play, we have Fred and McTominay sort of sitting, and then we have a player in front of them, which is at the moment it's Pereira, and that's what I mean. The player that plays in there. Would Pogba come
in for that though?
Yeah, that's where Pogba would come in. But if Pogba leaves, that's when we need someone like Maddison coming in. Or alternatively, if Pogba stays, Pogba plays in the role that Fred's playing, and Maddison plays further forward.
But then is Pogba good enough to play as part of it too?
I think with McTominay next to him, yeah.
Really?
Before Pogba got injured, them two were forming quite a bit of a partnership there.
I don't know. I just look at Pogba in a 2. Anytime I see him playing a 2, he looks horrific.
Is there any player you look at United and like?
What? What?
You've said even looked at every single player in United and gone, I don't know.
No, I like Pogba. I think Pogba's a good player when he's used right.
So where do you think he should play?
I think he's best when he's given a license to roam. I think as a 10 he'd be good. But then it's trying to accommodate that because very few teams accommodate a number 10 at the minute.
But that United are playing with a number 10 though, that's what I'm saying.
And how's it working for you? It's not.
What would your solution be?
At the minute, like I said, I think they need a consistent goal scorer, and I question. That's
why
I question Martial though.
So if we sold Pogba, you'd bring in a big money striker and not.
I'd look at honestly right now, Harry Kane.
So if in the summer,
could you not afford Harry Kane?
I don't want Harry Kane. If in the summer, if you say Pogba leaves, you'd bring in Harry Kane and not replace Pogba.
I think you've got enough money to buy both, but I'd buy someone that could put a bit of shift in the midfield and then buy Kane.
Someone that could put a bit of a shift.
But your midfield would be looking.
Andreas Pereira can put a bit of a shift in.
I'm more talking someone like someone like a Ndombele, someone that can carry the ball.
That's what we tried to sign.
But he'd have been a great signing for you.
Yeah.
I just think that your team's so devoid of a consistent goal scorer. Because even with Martial, he goes through patches where he scores, but then he's also so injury prone.
But he's not. Yeah, I won't say he's so injury prone.
Oh, when was the last time he stayed fit? And then was consistently scoring goals.
He was dropped under Mourinho a few times. He was played out wide, but he's not had a long stretch as a number 9 since he joined the club, and that's what he's getting now.
I said it last week.
If he stays fit, and he plays for the rest of the season as United's number 9, he'll prove himself as United's number 9. And fair enough, if he doesn't stay fit and he doesn't play well consistently, then yeah, we do need a number 9.
I said I just looked at him like I look at Tottenham now. If there's ever been a better time to get Harry Kane from Tottenham, it's now. I don't think
he suits our style at all. We're trying to build a sort of a fast counter-attacking team with players like Rashford and James, Martial. I don't think Harry Kane goes up top and starts scaring teams on the counter-attack.
He brings a lot to a team though. You look at the way Tottenham play on the counter.
Would you have, say for me and Elise, would you have Harry Kane up front?
For us, I think
no, you wouldn't, because he don't fit into your style.
I think out of all the strikers at the minute, he'd be a very good candidate. I don't think it'd be logical for us to buy him though, because the amount of money it cost. Yous are very different in that respect. That yous would spend that money on the wages and the transfer fee. We very rarely break the bank on the wages side of it. But that's why that whole Mbappe 2020 thing is never going to happen, because it's not logistically possible.
But Mbappe makes more sense than Kane because he actually fits into the way you play.
But there's no way we'd ever buy him.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why I look at Kane for you.
You can't just say, oh, we'll sign Kane because we can.
But then I look at, honestly, he's a proper United number 9. Proper goal scorer. 30 goals a season guaranteed, pretty much.
But he doesn't fit in the way we play. There's no point in signing someone that doesn't fit the way we play.
I mean, realistically, what do you use? Quick counter-attacking?
We play with quick... That's what Solskjaer's trying to build. A quick front three that can play fast, fluid attacking football.
He can play fast, fluid attacking football. But he's also
got a high press. Harry Kane is just not the striker that United need.
You see the way Tottenham play, especially at the bench.
If you think United should sign Kane, then you're saying that Liverpool should sign Kane.
I wouldn't. I think he'd be great for us, yeah. But I also... Wouldn't he?
No.
Has he not got similar qualities to Firmino? Is he not a good passer of the ball? Can he not drop into space? You think
Harry Kane's a similar striker to Roberto Firmino?
I don't think he brings the exact same qualities, but I think you look at the way Klopp played with Lewandowski, who's a very similar number 9 to Harry Kane.
Let us know your thoughts on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree. Anyway, next game. Spurs against Sheffield United, who we mentioned before. 1-1.
Spurs are shit at the minute.
Yeah.
They are.
That's one thing we can agree on.
They are shit. As much as you got to give credit to Sheffield United, Jesus Christ. I feel for Potts, That guy must be so tired of watching the same players come out every single week and just perform so below what they should be doing. Because the players they've got are so good. And
it wasn't like they sort of are struggling to get goals and Sheffield United went there and sort of sat 2 banks of 4 in front of the ball.
Took the game to him.
Yeah, they were all over him. They could have had 3 or 4 in that game. Was it your guy? What's he called, Ryan?
Fleck.
Yeah, John Fleck. He rattled crossbar, I think. I think it was Fleck.
To be honest, Spurs were lucky to get away with.
They were, and
a draw. Obviously, I think we discussed this before. Cannot be asked going into VAR again because it's every week.
We're not talking
all we're going to say, my opinion on it is weren't offside, poor decision.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
I think everyone knows our opinion.
But at the end of the day, Spurs where are they now? 40? Is it 14th, 15th? They're really down there.
Are they below United?
Oh, yeah. Spurs aren't in the top half.
Are United?
United is 7th.
They are 7th. No.
United are 7th.
Yeah,
now.
Spurs are 14th.
The heady heights of 7th.
Spurs are 14th.
Spurs are 14th.
I look at it though, and I'm because I don't even blame Poch at the minute. He's putting the team out there. I think them players just ain't performing. There's something I missed there.
Son is still performing a fail. You got a goal this weekend.
Yeah.
He scored 2 in the Champions League.
5 in his last 5 for Tottenham. Son.
I think there is something seriously wrong there though. They need a fresh start.
Yeah, I think they do. It's just one of them. It's just fizzled out at Tottenham, isn't it? And you don't really know why. You don't know what's going on.
What can we do to fix it?
I think either a new manager needs to come in, or if Poch is going to stay, he needs a whole.
There's obviously some players at Tottenham that don't really want to be there, or they're not happy with how much money.
Who would you get rid of?
I don't know, because I don't know who's.
You don't know the ins and outs of the club.
You don't know who is it that's really sort of. Maybe Pochettino don't even know that's the problem.
Yeah. I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. I think the thing that kills them off is the fact that there's a ceiling for a team like Tottenham. They don't spend enough money on wages to be able to allow them to get
to that next level.
But then again, Liverpool are like that. We have our wage cap.
We do, but I feel.
But could you see Tottenham going out and spending 75 million on a centre back?
The thing is, when we've spent money, we have spent big, and we've actually been able to go and get big players. That and Ndombele is the first big player they've signed.
But Lo Celso as well. I know he hasn't signed permanently, but what if he does sign? What is it, like 40 mil?
But that's not a lot of money.
And he's not been great.
That's not a lot of money, right? You thinking like 40 million? What does that get you now? It doesn't even get you.
But they paid 40 million for that because Lo Celso doesn't go straight out. Even
then at the minute, Eriksen ain't going to be there, so he'll be starting for them. 40 million gets you doesn't even get you a Sigurdsson right now, and he's like a decent.
Well, how much
player.
did you pay for Fabinho? I know it's not the same position. But how much did you pay?
He was 40 million. He was a steal.
Yeah, I think he was around that mark. Yeah.
So they can get players, good players. Like Ndombele, how much was he?
60 million,
60
something like
million. So they have. I suppose I did say, couldn't you see him spending 75 million? But they spent 60 million on Ndombele.
But then you made the point there, though, and I think that was completely right. They don't do it enough, and they can't do it enough.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because before this season, it was what did they go 2 windows without signing anyone?
And I think that's the biggest problem. I think that's it. I think Poch there, he must be sick of not being able to spend the money and get that squad that he needs. Because I think he needs to ship out anyone that doesn't want to be there, and actually bring in the players, or he needs to leave, and then someone needs to come in and take that job. And whoever that is, like I said, I think there's a ceiling. That Champions League final, I think the best they could have hoped for is winning that, and then I think after that, it's like I don't think they haven't got the finances to compete with the rest of the big teams.
Well, with that new stadium, they should be building something, a club that can attract the top players.
But then again, it happened to Arsenal when they opened the new stadium.
They
didn't go out and get it.
Yeah, if I can only see Pochettino staying there if he can really sort of fathom out who is the ones that don't want to be at Tottenham, get rid of them and bring in some fresh blood.
You look at the ones that definitely don't want to be there. Eriksen don't want to be there. I think, but at least one of the Belgian centre backs doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, I
think the Vertonghen will go.
Yeah. I think Alderweireld might go as well.
I think Alderweireld, there's a lot of sort of umming and ahhing over his future, wasn't there, when he could have gone.
I'm honestly, I know Kane's like a massive like figure there, and he loves the club now, but I don't see him wanting to be at Tottenham for too much longer. He must have some sort of ambition.
But I don't think he's the problem at the moment.
Oh, he's not. Like he's not. But
like say players like Eriksen, you can't deny his quality player and all. But whenever there is so much doubt over the future, every window, even now, whenever the transfer window isn't open, do you want a player like that?
Well, it's the same situation we had with Coutinho, isn't it?
Yeah, and looking back, look how glad we are we did get rid of him.
I mean, in hindsight, I still watch Coutinho and think what a player he is. And like,
great player.
I wish we had him back because he was a brilliant player for us. But it's like you said, when a player doesn't want to be there, what is the point?
Yeah, literally, just get rid.
I think squad harmony is such an important thing in football.
Getting rid of Coutinho is the best thing we've done, looking back.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And that's one thing you never think you're going to say at the time, but...
And what are we saying about teams making really bad starts? Tottenham's tally of 14 points is their lowest after 12 games to a Premier League season since 2008.
Wow.
Not that long, really, but they had some rough seasons around then, didn't they? Where they... Was there a season they weren't far off getting relegated?
Was that the Martin Yol era?
Might have been, yeah.
Could have been around then.
There was one season where they were in the relegation zone for a while.
For a good bit, yeah.
And then pulled
that was back when they used to be they still are kind of a
back in the glory days of Premier League.
And we'll talk about Sheffield in that a little bit just because the
football they play is amazing. Like
they're
so refreshing, innit?
Yeah.
Where does that Lundstrom boy play?
Which one?
I can't remember his first name, but Lundstrom.
I think he's centre mid, or is he wing back?
I've got no idea.
He had two. He was unlucky, but he had two great chances, hit the post, and then I can't remember his other chance. Was it?
It's mad the way they play, innit? Like it really is. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
They've got a lot of strikers.
Yeah,
because I was waiting for Billy. Because I had my bold shout for last week was Billy Sharp to score. He didn't get on, unfortunately. But they've got that Liz Mousset that they signed from Bournemouth, that Callum Robinson from Preston, David McGoldrick, and then obviously Billy Sharp, Ollie McBurney from Swansea. They've got a fair few strikers. They've got 3 strikers on the bench. They had.
Do you know haven't they got I think they've got one of the best defensive records in the league at the minute, and it's so strange because you look at the way they play.
You'd think they'd concede more.
Only
Leicester have got a better defence.
Honestly, I looked at them when they first started playing this kind of football in the Premier League and thought, yeah, they're good.
It's going to die out eventually.
Is it going to go the way of Blackpool, where they'd score loads of goals but they concede tons because they were so open? It just doesn't seem to be like that. I don't understand why. Because you'd think with centre backs flying forward and leaving one player at the back that they'd be
they
so
just
open.
They just seem to know their system very well. And
fair play. Is it Who's the manager called?
Chris
again?
Wilder.
Fair play to him.
Yeah.
He's properly innovating, and I always rate it.
Yeah, it'd be great to see him stay up there. The 5th place at the moment. Sheffield
Yeah.
United for the Europa League. Maybe that was a bold shot we missed
Do you
out
think
on.
they have any? I mean, realistically, any chance of getting in the top 4?
Sheffield United?
Yeah.
No.
No, I
I
don't
reckon.
think so.
Look at the gap. We're like
Yeah.
8 points.
Hey,
For
you never
Sheffield
know.
United to
Strange
make up an 8-point
strange
gap.
things have happened.
Yeah, strange things have happened.
I mean,
I'd love to see it, but
If they finish anywhere within maybe 3 places where they are now, like they've had an unbelievable season. Like,
Imagine McGoldrick at like starting Shakhtar Donetsk away.
Barcelona at home.
That's a sight.
Oh, imagine welcoming Barcelona into Sheffield. That'd be amazing.
anyway, we'll do a quick roundup of the rest of the games.
I mean, first one we want to touch on first.
Oh.
Last big game,
obviously,
Midlands derby.
Yeah,
Wolves getting back on form.
Villa never really looked in that one, did they?
And it's surprising because Villa, they've been decent all season. They've put up fights.
But
Like against Liverpool, they were well up for it. A Midlands derby, if you just...
But they've
Run
put
out
up
of-
fights, but not really got much out of it.
They look to be paying the price of not being fit enough. Because they start games, I don't know about this one because I didn't actually catch any of it. I've seen the highlights though. They always start games pretty on top of teams, high press, looking to create chances. 50 minutes in, they look absolutely knackered.
Yeah, I don't know what it was with them. They just had an off day, I think. Didn't
Yeah.
look up for it. Dean Smith said, the Villa manager said at half time that the game seemed bigger to them than it was to us. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And it did look like that. Like Wolves were first to every ball and Villa just looked asleep, really.
Do you know what I don't understand though? Why do teams keep leaving Ruben Neves in acres of space on the edge of the box?
Yeah.
Like, why? Surely before the game, when you play Wolves, that must be one thing that must go into your head is, if he gets time on the edge of the box, that's a problem. Like, he doesn't score normal goals.
No. They're still above the relegation zone, Villa. Not quite slipped in yet. 3 points clear of it.
I mean,
I don't see Villa going down.
no, I don't think Villa are down. They play too good at football. I think there's worse teams than them, to be honest. But I don't think they'll finish too high though.
Yeah, mid-table.
You mentioned Ruben Neves. He scored 14 goals for Wolves in all competition. 11 of them have come from outside the box.
That's a mad start.
I'm actually surprised it isn't more. I thought it would be like 13.
He's genuinely, he doesn't score normal goals. Like,
What do we think of Adama Traore, though?
I think he's class. I think he's perfect for the way they play. As a right wing back, he's perfect for what they need.
I was saying to you before the podcast, like I've watched highlight reels of him on YouTube and all, and like some of the runs he makes and all that, just
I
you're
can
like,
guarantee
whoa.
that. I can guarantee that as a player on his team, you'd be so frustrated with him because he's got all that ability with the ball at his feet, but then it's trying to release the ball that seems to be the issue with him. He seems to be getting a bit like it.
He's improved this season.
If he actually starts consistently getting end product, I'd be terrified.
I think he's getting better though. I think
Like-
he set up the second goal.
Rogue shout, right?
Jimenez.
Imagine bringing him in as a backup to the front three.
Yeah,
and
literally.
Klopp gets the end product out of him. He'd be terrifying. Like
I would
imagine bringing him on last 20 minutes of games and he actually can score goals.
I
Like,
never actually thought of that, but I would love Adama Traore at
or
Liverpool.
even as a backup to Trent at fullback.
Ooh,
I don't know
Not
about
as a
him
right
defensive,
back,
but-
as a wing
No,
back.
but that's what I'm saying as a wing back because he's strong. He'd be he's almost like a B-Tech.
Yeah, but when do you ever play with 5 at the back?
I mean, Trent's technically not a right
I know,
back, is he?
but-
The way he
I
plays,
love him right way.
To be fair, yeah, Trent can't defend either.
like
so.
it's exactly. He's not great defensively, but what he offers you going forward, and he's got that energy.
I think it's good for him playing as a right wing back because there's less pressure on him to produce, but he's getting game time. Like I
Yeah.
feel like when he was playing on the wing, I think he was at Villa and Middlesbrough, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like managers were getting frustrated with him because he didn't have an end product and he'd end up getting dropped. But as a right wing back, there's less pressure on him. So
Yeah.
Do you know
he's
who he
getting-
reminds me of, though? Yannick Bolasie.
No, I think he's got far more quality. I think
But
he looks.
Yannick Bolasie at a time with Chris Paul's looked
I
like
look at Yannick Bolasie and I feel like he didn't even know what he was going to do. I feel like Adama Traore knows what he wants to do. He just can't do it. I think he gets to that point. He's like he kind of like shits the bed and goes.
I
Well,
think
what do I actually
Bolasie
do
was
with the
more
ball now?
skillful.
I think
Traore is more speed. and-
Bolasie was just unpredictable, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like he
I
did
would
some.
love-
I honest to God, I think Dale Lovren still gets tucked into bed by him every night because he got terrored by him so many times.
I would love Traore at Liverpool now if I'm thinking of it.
He'd
Just
be,
as a wee
he'd be like a
backup.
backup.
Yeah, if we're looking to go final 15, yeah, I know he doesn't have great end product, but say he
Just
gets
like a
5
danger in
chances,
behind, yeah.
and all he needs is one chance to
Yeah.
deliver. And boom.
Yeah, he'd be dangerous. I think for any team around the top 5, like 4 or 5, like he'd be a dangerous player to have come off the bench.
Just looking at the stats here, Ryan, I will buy you a pint if you get both the players that have registered more assists in the Premier League than Moutinho. Moutinho's got 11.
Out of
Is this
all
for
the...
Wolves?
Yeah,
Do I have to get 2?
you have to get both.
Wait, is that for Wolves?
I'm skint.
Is it Wolves player?
Yeah, Wolves players that have got more assists in the Premier League than Moutinho in history.
Oh, in history?
Yeah.
Fuck me. Michael Catley and Sylvan Ebanks-Blake.
No way.
Right sort of generation. Kevin Doyle and Matt Jarvis.
Oh.
There you go. If anyone got that at home, I owe you a pint. Yeah, we'll round up the rest of the games because
For anyone interested in that pint, you can find Olly in level 9 in Liverpool on the Wednesday every single week. And then I think the only other games that I really want to talk about in any sort of depth, I just want to talk about that Bournemouth goal
Oh yeah,
against Newcastle. I mean, I know they ended up losing the game, and Newcastle obviously did really well to get
I love to see
a win on the ball, but you got
a
to
routine.
Yeah, like I said, like I know
teams should do it more. Like why? It's such a good opportunity that where it's a fixed like event in a game. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know that you're going to have the ball in that spot. Why not try a little
Do you know
routine
what,
like
though,
that? And
right?
it worked perfectly.
Do you know what, right? Being like coaching football myself and having like and seeing stuff like that come off in a game, it's like I know for myself, I know how proud Eddie Howe would be of just like working on stuff like that in training and seeing it come off in a match. Like it's proper. It's a pride thing. It's so cool. Just seeing like a goal like that go in. But
Newcastle, they look good. That St. Maximan looks like a player. Couldn't get his goal, unfortunately.
He's another one like Traore though, isn't he?
Yeah, just needs that
dangerous
goal. Same with Almiron on there.
We've seen Maximan.
Oh, that Almiron miss though.
But
we've hit Maximan.
We've seen Maximan will give him benefit of doubt because he has like a Traore who has had quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
Maximum, he's new to.
Yeah, I feel like once he gets one, they'll start going in.
Yeah,
but he had a dribble in that game that was phenomenal. Like.
Yeah,
he's a mad
close
player.
control.
A lot of personality as well. You see him active on Twitter a lot.
Yeah,
and everything. He just
wears
he
a
looks like
Gucci
a
headband on he as well.
Sorry,
I'm sure I don't know where he still wears, but that Gucci headband.
Oh yeah.
It's like he's
seems a good character to have in the dressing room.
Bit of a maverick.
But yeah, Steve Bruce's Newcastle, they look a decent side. We've criticised Steve Bruce before, but if they keep winning games, like
what I'm thinking now is everything we've said turns out to be wrong.
Yeah, that would be a worry.
Considering we're meant to know our shit, being on a sports journalism course, we chat some utter shit.
I'm going to say now, Liverpool are not going to win the league.
Southampton, Everton finally got themselves a win. Well, it's not been that long, but they managed to win a game that they were under a bit of pressure in. Southampton got a goal. But even
that, they managed to win a game that they were expected to win.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Like you said it last time, didn't you? Like they'll go and get like a decent result against someone that they shouldn't really be beating, and the next game they're going to lose like a Burnley.
Tom Davies played well again in that game, and Richarlison's finding that a bit more regularly.
Like Tom Davies, I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves, to be honest. Good player.
How much longer do you give Hasenhuttl at Southampton?
I said upper for 9-0. Maybe time's up.
It's a sad one because I think as a coach, he's a really good.
Yeah, against teams like Everton, they're not getting blown away though, are they? They're just not quite.
But then again, at home to Everton, like
I don't think he's
getting blown away. You just should not be losing.
It's just not. I don't think that Southampton team's good enough.
It's not like they weren't in the game; they were well in it. They just
just
don't have that extra bit that you need to get results in the Premier League. Another team that's struggling, West Ham, down to
no pressure on Pellegrini.
Down to 16th. We were saying how good start they had a few weeks ago.
Mid-table is so tight, for
and they've slipped right down.
Well, how many points between 16th, 17th,
it's not
and like?
How many points between West Ham and United is what I'm interested by.
Not literally
3 points.
So it ain't that big of a gap at the minute.
There's 6 points between 17th and 5th. So I don't think we should be looking at the table too much, but for West Ham to be losing 3-0 to Burnley with the amount of money they've spent and the team they've got, that's not good enough.
The keeper doesn't look great.
Oh, that was horrific.
Roberto, do you see? I don't know who did the team of the week. It was one that does it on numbers. It was fake Carlton Cole on Twitter and retweeted it. Somehow Roberto got into the team of the week. He did make a couple of decent saves after his 2 howlers, but
Jesus, they were horrific.
He just
like what was the first one where he's punched the ball into his own net?
It was a flat
from a corner.
How long is Fabianski out for?
I'm not sure, but there's rumours that Martin that signed from Millwall could be in line for a start. because of how poor Roberto was. He just looked very weak in the air. He's gone up to
But I
punch
do
a-
feel if Martin does start, that's Roberto's confidence completely gone if it's not already.
But
Yeah, to go up as a keeper to try and punch the ball clear, and it's very minimal contact, and he's just flapped at it, and it's gone into his own net. It doesn't get much worse.
Do you know what it almost reminded me of in a similar way? The way that, do you remember the Nani header back where he went to head it out and he ended up heading it back towards his own goal?
Yeah.
In a similar way where like it was just he tried to punch it and it just come off like the back of his hand.
Yeah. Well, you don't know, keeper coming from Spain. He did come from Spain, didn't he? I'm assuming that 'cause he was Spanish.
I'm assuming so.
I feel like it was someone like Mallorca or something
If
like
not,
that.
he's played in Spain.
Yeah.
For definite.
Someone like De Gea come, and he was very weak and questionable in the first few weeks. You don't know. You don't know what could happen. But how long do you give Pellegrini?
Pellegrini will get time.
You think he'll get time?
There's 3 points in that. That gap ain't big enough for it to be
Losing
like an issue.
3-0. That's
Who
not
would
even
West
like.
Ham bring in?
That's not even like an
Pellegrini.
unfortunate
I look at it though. I
result.
feel like they'd be spoiled if they get rid of Pellegrini because he's a good manager.
Is he though? To lose 3-0 at Burnley.
Who are West Ham gonna get though? If they sell it's like if they get rid of Pellegrini, it's like
I don't know. If I'm a manager that's not got a job at the moment, I'd be looking at the West Ham job thinking they've
but
got
that's
a good
the point,
squad
like,
there.
Who's can they get?
Sebastian Haller
better?
up front, that Fornals,
But
Diop at the back.
Who's better than Pellegrini right now for that they can realistically go and get?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I bet there's someone out there that could do a job there.
Because I look at the only ones.
The boy who was sacked from Valencia, I think he deserves a shout.
Oh
In
yeah.
the Premier League.
Because I look at them like most of the managers right now that are out of jobs are either probably too big for West Ham, like your Mourinho's, your Kovac's and stuff, or it's it's the same merry-go-round as shite and like Valadice and that.
Yeah,
which you don't want.
They
Like,
definitely wouldn't take one of them.
I would hope that they wouldn't sack someone like Pellegrini, who's a decent manager and plays nice football, for someone like that. Because it kills me watching teams like that.
Yeah. In the last game on the Friday night, the big sort of early relegation battle, Norwich-Watford, which Watford came out on top on.
Yeah,
Where's
Norwich
Pookie's
aren't
goals
bad,
gone?
Yeah, the goals are dried up for Norwich, haven't they? And Pookie, it's just one of them where they've started.
I was excited by Norwich as well.
Yeah, they started like
They do play nice football.
carried their form from the Championship, but then
But what you do if you do play nice football, but what would you do if you're what's his name, Fark?
yeah,
Yeah.
What would you do in his
Daniel
position?
Farke.
Would you try switch it about in order to get points?
It's one of them because I feel like if you start switching it about, it's a very fine balance.
Yeah.
'Cause especially if
players start
know-
panicking
yeah.
because they don't know their roles.
Exactly, and I think as well, it's not even knowing the roles; it's confidence in the manager. Because if he doesn't believe in his own principles, then why the fuck are the players going to believe him?
So just go down fighting.
Yeah, I think-
Possibly, or I mean, to be honest, if it keeps going the way it's going, he probably won't be in the job much longer. Which is sad.
Oh, I don't know. I think like they'll stick with him.
Yeah,
I'd hope so.
Christmas is going to be big because games are coming thick and fast, and if we're losing,
What do you think they need? What do you think?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I was thinking
They
that
were
looking
doing
at
so
them.
well because we had a goal scoring Pookie.
Yeah.
But if we don't have,
Do they need
his goals
someone
are
else
right
that
up
can
off,
provide goals instead of Pookie? Do they need
Really?
a creator? I don't know.
I honestly, I think it's goals.
I look at Norwich team and I'm like, they need something going forward.
Yeah.
If we have Jamal Lewis on the back for sure, we don't need anyone else.
Yeah, and
Well,
what-
it's like they've got some decent players in and around you. That Buendia is not a bad player. Cantwell's a good player.
And about Arve star quality.
They might not be star quality, but then this is Norwich we're talking about. Like they aren't like blessed with players like that. I think everyone at the start of the season was a bit taken back that
But
Pookie was going to.
that's what you need, though, to
Looking
stay in
at the
Premier
teams
League.
going up, like Villa have Grealish.
Yeah.
Like Xavi United have just fair manager, fair style of play. But yeah, Villa have.
But that's
your
what we thought
Grealish
Norwich
next
would
on.
be like when they first, when they give us a bit of a game.
Yeah,
So
but
it's like it's a tricky one. It was a tricky one.
And Watford finally got their win under
I knew it was going to
Tuchel.
come.
Yeah.
I knew it.
De La Fea's their main man, really, isn't there? He's their
Yeah.
sort of stand-up player. He's always creating something. Cabaselli tried to make it a bit interesting by getting himself sent off at the end with 25 minutes to go, but they held on. Andre Gray scored a nice goal in that game. Did you see that one? It crossed in, he sort of mid-air back-heeled it, a nice little
Nah, I've
finish.
not seen it.
Yeah, it was a good finish. Sounds better than it was, but it was nice. But that's everything for the Premier League. I feel like we should move on because we've been
I think
jabbering on for a while now.
I think one of the biggest stories coming out of Europe at the minute, I mean, is it the end of an era for Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo probably arguably one of the top 5 players of all time. I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
I don't want to be too controversial, but
Ronaldo's got subbed off in the Champions League
Second game
in the
running.
week, and now he's been subbed off in the league when they were drawing 0-0 with Milan, I think it was.
for Dybala to come on it.
And Dybala come on and scored the winner.
But then again, he's
went
only been
straight down
subbed
the
off
tunnel,
2
didn't he, as
games.
well?
Like,
Yeah.
can't
No, but
be
he
saying
went-
end of an era.
No, but I think it doesn't seem like he's that all-powerful kind of like presence anymore. Obviously, he's still like a world-class player. No one's denying that. But I think it might be the end of his time as being like the guy. You know what I mean? At the top. But
and there is the rumours that he stormed off and left the ground, which I don't know how true that is, but that would be very egotistical.
Do you know what though?
It wouldn't surprise you.
Sarri's got some bollocks.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
To drop Ronaldo like that, I think he's got some proper bollocks, and fair play to him.
Fair play if it's for the good of the team, and it has worked, hasn't it? So you can't knock him.
You can't even question it. It's like it's fair fucking play.
But he did also say that Ronaldo had been carrying an injury. Whether that was just to defend him and keep him happy, I don't know. But if he has been carrying an injury, maybe that's an excuse.
Here's a question for you. So I was just thinking about if you had the chance to say any player in the world right now, who would it be? Because obviously Messi and Ronaldo are getting on a bit, but would you still take them over? For me personally, it would be Mbappe.
Yeah, I was literally about to say Mbappe. Yeah, there's no player really, young player that's got as much potential as him.
It's a case of look at how good he is now. If he can be that good or even better for the next 10, 15 years, like it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah. What was the other one we wanted to
Joe,
talk
honestly,
about?
the other player I'd probably put a shout out at the minute is that Havertz. I think he'd be perfect for us.
Oh, but out of everyone in the world?
Oh, no, I know. I'm just thinking like I would want us to sign. But and then I think the Tyson.
Yeah, that was another sort of
racism incident.
Yeah, another shitty sort of thing that's happened in football. We hate talking about it, but I feel like
mental how he got sent off for.
What actually happened?
I feel like we have to bring up. Basically, what's happened is Tyson, the Shakhtar Donetsk captain, Brazilian lad, has been racially abused against Dynamo Kiev, and he's reacted by booting the ball into the crowd, like similar to what Balotelli did.
Yeah.
And he's been sent off for it. And he made a gesture. He's put his middle finger up, and he's been sent off by the referee, which is.
I'd like to know the reason why he got sent off.
I'm guessing it was for the gesture, but
what would the official report be?
I look at that and it's like the referee there. Why? Like, read the situation. Yes, you might have made the gesture, but read the situation.
Straight out of a match, everyone's going to look at the referee and think, "What a twat."
Yeah, literally. I don't think there's anyone. Well, there is a very. There is a group of people that will say that he's in the right. Unfortunately, because that's the way certain people view the world. But I mean, it's like I don't think any logical person is going to turn around and go that he's in the wrong for doing reacting the way he did.
It's nice to see if over Shakhtar goalkeeper came out and said like defended the captain on.
Yeah, we're all.
Whereas in Italy, it's like fucking.
Yeah, everyone sort of condemns it almost. The reaction, like it's outrageous.
It's almost like a grow up kind of thing, isn't it? In Italy, like it happens to everyone. It's fine. Like say for what it is, it's horrible.
Dynamo said they'll agree to an investigation and tweeted #no to racism. And it wouldn't surprise you if that's as far as it goes with like UEFA and everything.
Oh yeah,
there needs to be more done. We've said it before.
Fuck all.
It's stupid. We've seen it with the Bulgaria punishment. There needs to be more done. But there's not much more we can say about that because everyone knows how ridiculous it is.
And then obviously the last big news story that broke this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was a little bit of afters in the England changing rooms, wasn't it? In the England camp, sorry.
Yep.
Sterling and Gomez, wasn't it?
Sterling and Gomez. There was a bit of a flare-up at the end of the Liverpool City game. And Raheem Sterling sort of squared up to Gomez and had a little bit of a shove. You'd think, there's nothing in it, but then it's come out this morning that they've got into themselves into a bit of a scrap in the canteen at St George's Park.
Yeah.
I love it, mate.
Yeah.
It's proper shithousery from Gomez.
I knew Liverpool fans would be all over that.
Because supposedly the way that it came about was Gomez was... I think all of them were having a little bit of banter with Sterling and he's just taking it very, very badly. And, I think he turned around and said to Gomez, he's still the big man. And it's like... Don't get me wrong, I rate the effort from Sterling there, but why is he squaring up to a guy who's about twice his height? And
have you seen the scratch on Gomez's face?
Yeah.
I've not actually seen it, but I know that Gomez came out and tried to squash it, kind of saying it's fine, everything's sorted.
Yeah, he went to Southgate and pleaded with him to keep.
Yeah. In case you didn't know,
do you think Sterling should have been dropped?
Yeah, Sterling's been dropped from the team.
I think it's actually real good from Southgate because it shows authority.
Yeah, definitely. I think it is.
Because you think, see if that was like someone not as important in the England team,
you just drop him.
Yeah, if he'd be dropped.
You can't just have special circumstances just because it's Sterling. He's basically our best player.
Do you think that it had to come out into the media?
Well, I think no, but I felt like it always was gonna.
If there would have been questions asked, people would have seen Gomez as scratch and all.
And then Sterling.
I feel like there's an easy way to cover that up.
What,
Sterling
just getting dropped and then...
No, but I'm saying, like, did he even have to, like, I feel like the way it sounds to me, it's been resolved behind closed doors anyway. I don't think it should have ever come to the media. It might have just been a case of Sterling might have started on the bench for the first game, not come on.
Well, I think it takes Sterling down a peg, though. If it comes out in the media, if Sterling can just hide behind the fact, it was an injury, is he going to learn his lesson? But now it's come out in the media, Sterling looks like a bit of a knobhead. I
just think it gives the media a chance to fucking nail Sterling again. I don't like that. Cause
I don't think it will do. But
I'm not being funny. They do it anyway without any kind of.
I think they've eased off him a bit recently.
I just think it gives them an excuse, and I don't think they need the excuse.
Well, he shouldn't give him an excuse.
Yeah. He doesn't normally.
Well, he has done. He has done today, though, hasn't he?
I think it was. To be honest, how many times does that happen at a football club though, where players are getting into altercations? It probably happens a lot because it's like such a combative environment.
Although I think the right thing was done, Sterling being sent home and all, I'm glad he done it. I like to see the club rivalries. It's shit for England because like it happened in the golden generation. Rio Ferdinand talked about it, about how club rivalries kind of unsettled England camp. But as like I'm more of a club man, so it's nice to see.
Right,
like Sterling squaring up to Gomez, I fucking love to see it.
The quarterfinals of the Euros because that's all we're gonna do this year. Like when we go to the tournament next year, is gonna mean nothing to me if we get like compared to if we win the league this year. It means fuck all.
If I was Sterling,
I'd rather win the
rivalry. I'd have said, come back to me when you're not getting dropped with Dejan Lovren.
Very true, but
because that's embarrassing.
But then I mean, it's one of them though. I just don't. I just rate Sterling's bravery. Like, why is he starting to scrap with a guy who's like?
As much as I fucking hate Sterling, fair play to him.
Honestly, I don't mind Sterling. You know. I think like all Liverpool fans have this like misconception that he's a prick.
Oh no, I definitely have a misconception.
But why though?
I just
realistically,
like
he didn't really do that much wrong by leaving us.
But you could just tell. See if he did score.
Yeah, he'd celebrate. But why? Why shouldn't he?
Yeah, I know he shouldn't. But as a Liverpool fan, I'm not going to like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still don't think that booing him's wrong. Because I think, honestly, by this point, I don't even think we do it because we don't like him. I think a lot of fans do it because it puts him off, and he's always shit at Anfield.
Yeah, as long as, like, this is where, like, Italy, like, my fans in Italy said, for booing, like,
we're booing him because there's a reason behind it.
It's fine booing him, but it's like, fucking hell, we wouldn't want any race abuse at him.
No, not at all. But, like, it's more just a case of, like, I look at he did what's best for him, and, you know, in hindsight, it's worked. Like,
like I said, fair play to him, but fuck him.
And the amount of shit that he's come out and done with, like, you know, for this whole anti-racism campaign, I think he's a great kind of role model for a lot of young people right now.
What do you think of him, Moggy?
Sterling?
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's quite a good player.
I
don't really know I don't really have an opinion on him. Like, I think he's a good player. I like him for England. I think it's great to have such a good young English player. Well, he's not that young anymore, but to have an English player that's that good.
He's what, 24?
Yeah.
I still think he's a young player, isn't he? Like I said, I've got no. At the time, I was pissed off, but then it's like, well, I was pissed off when Torres left. I was pissed off when Coutinho left. It's like, you get over it.
Yeah, I'm still hurting. So, but we'll move on. Other international games. England playing Montenegro and then Kosovo away. What do you need to get through? A win, a draw?
I don't care.
We'll have a look. I think
he's will get over the line, no doubt.
It genuinely, all this international break doing to me is making me want club football to come back again. That genuinely like.
But I know we're at the business end of it. Like these games, well, it's the last games of qualifiers, so you say who gets into the Euros, who makes the playoffs, and all. So it's quite exciting.
Yeah, but you look at that group, it's like, if we don't qualify from that, then we're really doing something wrong.
We've got Montenegro and Kosovo. We'll more than likely beat both of them, and we'll be...
When the second best team...
Effectively be qualified then.
When the second best team in that group's Czech Republic, like, that's...
Lost to them though, didn't we?
We should, like, if England don't qualify for that, we don't deserve anything.
Alright, this is something we can do, because I know it's a bit dull, English internationals. Who would you start? Who would be your starting team?
I'd start Madison.
Right. We'll do it position by position. He normally plays against the small teams. It'll be like a 4-2-3-1, I think, or a 4-3-3 even. Who would you start in net? The keepers are Pickford, Heaton, and Pope.
I'd start Heaton.
I would start
Pickford. Don't get anywhere near that team, or shouldn't do anyway.
I think I'd like to see Pope or Heaton start, but I think it will be Pickford.
Yeah.
it's just one of them where he's in on reputation rather than form at the moment.
Who's in the squad in terms of defenders?
I'll tell you now. So if you want to name your 4-man defence from this, we've got Alexander-Arnold, Kieran Trippier, John Stones, Joe Gomez, Harry Maguire, Tyrone Mings, Fikio Tomori, Ben Chilwell and Danny Rose.
Anyone other than Gomez and Trent? I don't want the injuries, genuinely.
At centre-back, I want Maguire and Tomori.
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
Mings got his opportunity.
I
And he
agree.
done well and all, but I think Tomori deserves his opportunity.
Tomori's playing
wanna
better
see
than Mings.
Tomori
Yeah,
start.
and I think you should just have an experience.
I think that's a
I
very...
want to see Trippier right hand side, and then who plays left hand side? Rose, Chilwell maybe.
Chilwell, it's got to be Chilwell.
Yeah, Rose is meh for
He's
me.
not even done anything.
Yeah.
It's got to be Chilwell. Well, I think for me it's got to be Alexander-Arnold is the better right back, but I think he'll start Trippier. You know, he favours Trippier.
Yeah, I just hope Trent goes nowhere near that first team.
Midfield 3, we've got Jordan Henderson, Declan Rice, Harry Winks, Ross Barkley, Mason Mount, James Maddison, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Fabian Delph.
Honestly, well, I mean, it's one of them. I think if I'm looking at it from, I wouldn't want to see Ox start because I think it's just a chance for him to get injured. But I think in England's best team, I think he's up there for a shout. You know,
I would do Hendo, Mount, Madison.
Yeah, I'd love to see Mount and Maddison start.
Yeah.
But I think you need a defensive-minded player.
Yeah, I think you do.
And Hendo for England can't play that role.
I feel like Rice will start as the holding midfield.
actually.
I
Rice
think
ahead
Henderson. I think it'll be Henderson and one of Mount or.
I think it'll be between them four: Rice, Hendo, Mount, Madison.
Do you know what I'd love to see? Actually, I think could work. Like it'd be balanced enough, but I don't think it won't happen this international break. Is Rice, Maddison, and Oxlade-Chamberlain?
I think that'd be good.
That'd
I think
be
that'd be
lethal.
interesting. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain's. He looks so good when he's played for us this season. He just looks like he's sharp again.
Yeah, and then the forwards we've got Raheem Sterling, Jadon Sancho, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Harry Kane, Callum Wilson, Marcus Rashford, and Tammy Abraham.
Do you know what? I'd honestly want to see a front three of Rashford.
Obviously, Sterling's been dropped.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention.
Yeah, Rashford, Hudson-Odoi, and like maybe Abraham. I'd love to see something like that.
I think I'd like to see Sancho, Abraham, and Rashford. I think that'd be lethal.
Yeah, I'm the same as you.
And then Hudson-Odoi can come on. Forget Kane.
Yeah.
I'm sick of him.
Like,
He is a good player. He is a good finisher. But I just want to see the young players start. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna qualify. Why not give the young players?
I've
a
got a
chance?
question for you though. With the amount of right back, because I think I mentioned it before, the amount of good right backs we've got, could you see someone like, well, obviously with Trent being talked about by a lot of pundits and pretty much by everyone who watches football as potentially going into the midfield, him maybe becoming like a holding midfield player for England?
I'd love to see that because
Like,
we've got so many right backs.
Imagine him being at the base midfield as a deep line playmaker.
Yeah,
Having like that same kind of influence like a Perlo or a Gerrard would have when he played for Liverpool. Like,
I think he could do that later in
stage.
his career, definitely.
I think that now he's got that because he's got the athleticism to get around the pitch.
Yeah, I don't think he'd play there though unless Klopp was playing him there at club level.
I just look at it. Well, I don't know though because I look at someone like Philip Lahm when he played for Bayern and the national team as well. He was getting played all over the park, but you could do it. I look at it.
He was a bit older though, wasn't he? A bit more experienced.
I just look at it and I'm like, I see the amount of depth we've got in that fullback position. I think it would free up that position a little bit more. And the lack of quality at whole midfield that England have got. It'd be great to see someone there that's got that.
Yeah, it'd be nice in a game like this when we basically qualified against someone like Kosovo.
I don't even mean now. I mean like looking forward to the future.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great shout. Because I think his future must lie in midfield.
Yeah.
He's too good to play. He's too valuable of a player to play fullback.
Anyway, we'll quickly look at the other home nations. Scotland are away in Cyprus and at home to Kazakhstan. Tricky games. Cyprus are above them in the group at the moment. Kazakhstan are just below them. I think their best bet is qualifying as the best runner-up.
I know Robertson ain't playing in that.
And
Yeah.
I was going to quickly ask you, what do you think of that? If you're a Scotland fan and your best player pulls out, and he's going to play, let's be honest, after the international break, he's going to play for Liverpool. He wasn't injured. He just needs a rest, basically. What do you think of that?
But are Scotland still in contention?
Yeah, they could potentially play as, I don't know, maybe I'm making that up.
But they're already in through the nation leagues.
I look at it.
Are they qualified?
They qualified for playoffs.
Okay.
I'm not
So
being
we're
funny
going
though.
to
It's not
the
like they've not got a bad replacement. Kieran Tierney.
But will he play either? He
Possibly. If he's gone, I'd assume he'd play.
All right, I'll take that back then. Fair enough. If they've already qualified, I was thinking that these were like two very big games for them. and
Who
If
is
they were a
for
big
Their
game,
best
I
player
feel like
pulled
Robertson, I feel like Robertson wouldn't pull out of it because he's a
Yeah.
bit of a.
Who's for second?
He's
again,
captain,
sorry?
isn't he?
Cyprus and Kazakhstan.
So who Wales playing?
Wales are away at Azerbaijan and at home to Hungary.
When did we play Azerbaijan, sorry?
That is on the 16th, this Saturday.
I want to see Harry Wilson's like get a bit of game time again.
Yeah. They're
Genuinely.
fourth in their group, Wales. Behind Hungary and Slovakia, could do with a couple of wins. Otherwise, they could be struggling. Northern Ireland, at Ryan. Home to Netherlands away.
Up, boys! Green White Army, let's go.
What
I
do you
can't
think?
wait for you to get slapped about by
Do you think you could
Netherlands,
get
know?
anything out of that? Or are you looking for best runner-up?
We'll get on to it when we do our predictions.
Oh, okay. And Republic of Ireland are at home to New Zealand and at home to Denmark. I don't know how they're doing in that.
Denmark is a big game, pretty much. Ireland.
The
Denmark,
home game against
Switzerland.
New Zealand's a friendly.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get on to predictions because we've been
Rambling
chatting
on a
shite
little
for a
bit.
long time now.
Right, first is I'm going to pick one game from every nation we've talked about.
Okay.
Like Wales, for example, for a game against Hungary would be good, but it's next Tuesday, so
Yeah.
it won't have played yet.
Yeah.
So I'll do that as per chance. But yeah, first game, Kosovo versus England. Because fuck England at home to Montenegro, who actually cares? For away to Kosovo, Kosovo up in decent.
Away in Kosovo.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4-0 England.
I'm gonna go rogue and say 2-1 Kosovo. I'm gonna go really rogue
You know Kosovo.
because I think he'll play the kids and we might get a little bit of a lesson. I don't know. I just want to see England suffer. I really don't like the national
I'm
team.
going for 3-1 England. Cyprus versus Scotland.
I'm going to say 2-1 Cyprus.
1-0 Scotland.
I'm going to go for 1-0. What did you go for? 1-0?
1-0 Scotland.
I went for 1-0 Scotland. But yeah, 1-0 Scotland.
Okay.
Azerbaijan versus Wales. Tough one to
2-1
predict.
Wales. I really, I just don't watch
2-0
enough.
2-0 Wales.
I'm going to go for 2-0 Wales.
I'll only watch the England games, and if I see some highlights, I see some highlights
You
on
went for
Twitter.
2-1,
Like,
didn't you, Olly?
yeah,
Ahead. Yeah, as I was saying before, Ireland, Denmark, basically Ireland, Denmark and Switzerland are neck and neck. It's really tough to call.
Okay.
But in the World Cup qualifiers, or World Cup playoffs, sorry, Ireland and Denmark faced off against each other. Must win game. It was 0-0 for first leg in Denmark. Then Ireland got twatted, 5-1 at home to Denmark. And I think we're going to bottle it again. 2-0 Denmark.
yeah, I agree. 2-0 Denmark.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Denmark. I think they'll lose, but
And the big one. Come on, up boys. Northern Ireland 1, Holland 0, Jamal Lewis. That's what I'm saying. That's my road shot, Jamal Lewis.
I
Boom.
think they're gonna slap you 4-0. I think 4-0 Netherlands. I think they're just gonna absolutely slap you about.
It doesn't really matter. I don't think
Gini
we'll call.
Wijnaldum's gonna break your heart this week.
I think it's gonna be 3-1.
He's gonna make it really hard for you to watch Liverpool next week
Fucking does well.
because he scores goals. Like,
Well, basically with Northern Ireland, it's
do you really think Jamal Lewis is scoring against Virgil van Dijk in the air?
Yes, no
Bullshit,
worries.
mate.
30 yarder, boom, let's go. But basically, it doesn't really matter what the score is. I don't think we're going to finish top two. For us, it all depends on what the other scores is as to wherever we reach for playoffs. And in my head right now, I don't exactly know what we need, but I'll be keeping an eye out.
So what were the? Can we have the results from last week?
Yeah.
Oh, for results last week, it was Oliver had one perfect score with the Norwich and Watford, and you had one other point. It was for Spurs and Sheffield United to draw.
I got that right.
You got 2-2, so you got a point for it.
Okay.
So you got 4 points. Jake, you got 3 points. You predicted Burnley to win, Leicester to win, and Liverpool to win, and I also got 3 points. I got
Still so muted about that Liverpool.
Watford to win, Leicester to win, and Liverpool to win.
So I'm winning.
So point scores on the board are Oliver, you're on 12, Jake, you're on 12, and I'm just ahead in 13.
Ooh.
So very
I'm
tight.
so gutted about that Liverpool City one. 1 goal off.
We'll get the them scores tweeted out.
Such a
I
rogue
forgot to
shout
do
as
it the
well.
other week. I'll need to get the scores for the quiz and the predictions
Yeah,
up.
on the
on
quiz
the
as
Twitter.
well, looking as Jake 1, Olly, you're on 1, and I'm still ahead on 3.
Whew.
Is it my
And
quiz
it's
next
Jake's
week?
quiz next week, so
Indeed.
I can bridge the gap to Ryan next week, hopefully, if I continue my newfound form.
I don't even know who I want to win next week, to be honest.
One of them. It's a City Chelsea. Anyway, we'll get wrapped up because it's quite a long one this week. If you're new here, like and subscribe, and follow at root1_podcast. 1 is in the number, and we'll be here this time next week. We'll have to decide what we're going to talk about because obviously it's international break and it's a little bit boring. But thanks again for listening. Yeah. And
shout out Mercy Sport Live.
Shout out to Mercy Sport Live again, our local news website that we run for uni. So give that a look if you've got a spare minute. And
shout out Danny Bashoff as well.
Shout out Dan just because why not? And thanks for listening, and we'll see you this time next week.
Bye.
Bye.